What if I told you a woman can sense a man's weakness before he even says a word? It's not something you can see outright. It's in how you walk, how you carry yourself, the way you speak, and the way you behave when nobody's watching. Most men don't even realize they're giving off these signals. But women, they pick up on them instantly. This isn't some magical instinct tits psychology. From an evolutionary standpoint, women are hardwired to detect strength. Not just physical strength, but mental resilience, emotional control, the ability to lead, to stay calm, and to navigate chaos. When a man lacks these things, a woman senses it like a shift in the air. But here's the part that most men get wrong. Weakness isn't about failing. It's not about being broke or lost or struggling. Real weakness is a man who can't hold himself together, a man who crumbles under pressure, a man who lets his emotions control him instead of mastering them. A stoic man, one who's grounded, calm, and composed, can walk into a room and change its energy without even speaking. A weak man does the opposite. He might say all the right things. He might even look the part, but his energy tells the truth. So let's break it down. Here are 7 signs of weakness women notice often. Before you do, eliminate these, and you'll be shocked how differently people treat you, especially women. 1. You seek validation if you constantly look to women for approval. They'll pick up on it within seconds. A woman can tell when your confidence is fake when it's based entirely on her attention. The moment she realizes you need her to feel good about yourself, the attraction dies, because now you've made her the prize and yourself the seeker. You've given away all your power. Real confidence doesn't need to be validated. It doesn't flinch when it's not noticed. It just is. A stoic man is driven by internal standards. He doesn't perform for applause. He acts based on principle, and that alone earns respect too. You avoid conflict many. Men think being nice and agreeable will make women like them more. But women are not attracted to men who fold at the first sign of discomfort. They can tell when you're afraid to speak your mind, when you say yes just to avoid tension, or when you walk on eggshells to stay in her good graces. This isn't kindness, it's fear in disguise. A strong man doesn't go looking for conflict, but he doesn't run from it either. He stands his ground. He sets boundaries. He speaks truth, even if it's uncomfortable. Women respect a man who can challenge them not in a combative way, but in a grounded, composed, and self-respecting way. Point 3, you lack emotional control, jealousy, overreactions, neediness. All of these scream emotional immaturity, and women spot it instantly. When you lose control of your emotions, you're showing her that the world controls you, that your mood is dictated by external events, that you haven't developed mastery over your mind. A man who is calm under pressure, who doesn't let his feelings dictate his actions, is a rare breed. That's what women crave. She wants a man who can lead, not one she has to manage. Emotionally. 4, you talk more than you act. It's easy to talk a big game, to say you're building something, that you have plans, that you're working on yourself, but women can tell when it's just talk. When your actions don't match your words. When you make promises but never follow through. They may smile, they may nod, but deep down, they've already lost interest. Because real strength isn't loud. It's silent. It shows up in consistency, in discipline, in quiet progress. You don't need to tell her who you are. She should be able to feel it by how you move, how you think, and how you live. Point 5. You blame others. A weak man never takes ownership. It's always someone else's fault, his parents, his boss, his ex. But every time you point the finger, you lose respect because what you're really saying is, I have no control over my life. Women don't want to mother a grown man. They want someone who faces life head on, someone who owns his mistakes, learns, adapts, and moves forward. A man who plays the victim might gain sympathy, but never respect. 6. You can't say no. If you're the kind of man who says yes to everything, who bends over backwards just to be liked, women will see through it instantly. Being overly agreeable might feel safe, but it signals insecurity. It tells her you don't value your time, your energy, or yourself. A man with strong boundaries doesn't say yes out of fear. He says no out of respect for himself and for his path. And ironically, that self-respect is what makes women feel safe. Because if you can't stand up for yourself, how could you ever stand up for her? 7. You have no purpose. This is the deepest form of weakness. A man with no direction, no mission, no fire in his chest. You might be kind, good-looking, even intelligent, but if you're drifting through life, she'll feel it. And that feeling repels her on a primal level because women are drawn to men who are going somewhere, men who are building something, men who live with intention even if they haven't arrived yet. Your purpose doesn't need to be flashy. It doesn't need to impress her. It just needs to be real, something that gets you out of bed with drive, hunger, and vision. When you're on your path, you stop chasing women, and that's exactly when they start chasing you. The truth is, women are not the mystery. You are. If you haven't built discipline, emotional control, and purpose, no tactic, no pickup line, no secret strategy will ever work long term. But when you become a man rooted in principle, not validation come in chaos, not by mission, not approval, then everything changes. You stop trying to be impressive, you start being real. And women don't just notice it, they feel it. That if this message hits something deep in you, consider subscribing to this channel because we don't do surface level. We go inward. We build from the inside out. Welcome to Stoic Might. Stay grounded. Stay sharp. Stay dangerous.